Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Chicagoland Speedway for the Mountain Dew KickStart Cup Series first round of the playoffs here. 16 drivers this season have won this season to get themselves a shot at the title. So from here on, it's the road to Miami for those 16 drivers. Couple of those drivers are looking for multiple championships here in the Cup Series playoffs. So let's get you down to the starting lineup. On your front row is going to be two playoff contenders. William Brock on the pole, two-time winner this season. And Ramian Fisher to his outside, who won Talladega earlier in the season to get himself a spot into the playoffs. A non-playoff contender is the 41 of Juan Garcia. Great starting position for him, as next to him is his teammate Malik Nevins, who won out Atlanta to get himself into the playoff. Dylan Young returns for his, I believe, his ninth of 10 race here at his home track, Chicagoland. And then Andy Fell in the 6, who won the 600 to get him to the playoff. Diego Yepez in the 36 starts next to Nick Smith in the 4, who won at the Denver Oval to get himself into the playoff. James Bowles, who won New Jersey, he's looking for his second championship. And next to him is going to be the 17 of Mark Sasachi, who missed the playoffs just barely. And here's the rest of your starting lineup from 11th on back. So, like I said, from here, Chicagoland is where the road to Miami starts. And we go all the way to Miami, which will be the finale, of course. On your final road is going to be Nathan Orman and his teammate, the 42 of Charnard. So this will be a stage race here, as this is the second time these Cup drivers have done stage racing. We saw it in the All-Star race, and we're going to see it for every single race of the playoffs for the Cup drivers only. So getting a top 10 is going to be very crucial here, as that's the only way you can get points for the playoff drivers. As for the other drivers who are not in the playoffs, there will be no points for them. So here we go. Let's get you down to trackside for the commands.
Drivers, start your engines.
And there it is. The commands have been given. Drivers now rolling off the grid, and let's see if everyone got going here. And it looks like it. So real quick, we're gonna explain how the points work for the playoff drivers. Like I mentioned, if you're not in the playoffs, you will no longer receive points. Points are not being kept anymore for non-playoff drivers. As for the playoff drivers coming into this race, Zachary Fitzwater Sr., who won at the Charlotte Roval, is your current playoffs leader with 2,015 points over Cody Goforth, who also has 2,015 points. And playoff drivers got an extra 5 bonus points for however many races they won during the regular season championship. As we're listening real quick here to William Brock.
Make sure the pickup box is really good full. It should be fine, but after 3 and 4, I want to make sure there's not an air pocket. I mean, a little RPM in it here, coming to the green. Your mirror there, get a good shove on.
William Brock and team just gearing up for a championship here. So yeah, back to the playoff standings. Zachary Fitzwater Sr., Cody Goforth, they are 1 and 2 in the standings. Then you have Samet Oskin. He also has 2,015 points with those 3 wins. William Brock, he's 4th in the standings. And then there's Joe Jefferson.
All right, we're 10 away.
So here we go. Pace car down pit road. And William Brock, Ramian Fisher on the front row is going to lead the field of the green, as it's the road to Miami here at Chicagoland. And already 3 wide for the lead. Juan Garcia, non-playoff driver. He's not going to make it easy. We talked to him during the pre-race show here, and he said he doesn't care if he's in the playoffs. He's trying to stay with the team flying race, and I believe he does have the ride for next season, but it's not confirmed. And William Brock up through the middle. He's going to get a big shot from Dylan Young in the 26, and coming to lead lap number 1 is going to be William Brock in the 18. For the Indy cars, the trucks, and Nationals, really exciting race. It's been exciting throughout the race weekends here at Chicagoland. How about this? 4 wide. James Bowles in a tight position right now. I got Ford surrounding him right there. And there's still 4 wide. Nick Smith way up the track with Malik Nevins. A lot of aggressive moving here. And Nick Smith, he's going to get himself out of that situation. A big shove to Diego Yepez right there. 3 wide for 3rd place. Garcia, a little bit of contact right there with Andy Fell. Dylan Young right now trying to chase down the 18 of William Brock. Ramian Fisher nearly getting into the wall right there. And now Nick Smith found himself down to the inside. Malik Nevin's going to go and try to help him, his teammate right there. To run on board with the 4 of Nick Smith.
Still there. Still out there.
Nick Smith cannot afford a bad run today, as he's currently below the cutoff line in the playoffs. He's currently 13th in the standings with 2,005 points. So Nick Smith, he's gonna really need to get these stage wins here, or these stage points. As for each stage you win, for each stage you win is 10 points towards your playoffs. So let's run on board rear from the 18. Dylan Young now down to the inside, trying to get the race lead.
Inside.
And Dylan Young, who's not even a full-time driver, he only got to race 10 races this season. This is the 9th race. His final race will be at Homestead, and he will be returning to the Cup Series next season full-time. It looks like we had a wreck. There's some smoke, and Capuela buying the 12, and Sean Art in the 42. But there is no yellow on the track. Heavy damage to that 12. Gonna see if we can see what happened. We're looking at the backstretch cam here. You see someone gets turned down to the inside right there. I'm not sure who that is. Oh, that's Gus Powell in the 78. And it looks like he came back up on the track. And he did indeed, and got into Capuela by, and Sean Art and all 3 drivers slammed the outside wall. No yellow was called by this, and the 78th day is done. But getting you back to the live feed here now. Tough break for those guys. Dylan Young continues to lead. Take a look at the guys in the back. No one racing too hard. Samet Oskin. Oh, we got a wreck ahead. The 11 is around. Big crash in the tri-oval. And the 19 as well. Tim Randolph, playoff contender. Not really a big wreck, but Tim Randolph in the 19, who's currently dead last in the playoffs, just wrecked, and not what he needed right there. And these guys are going to race it back to the start-finish line, and that's going to end the stage, I believe. Nevin or Smith trying to make a late race pass on his teammate. He's not going to really get it, but at the line it's going to be Dylan Young in the 18 with the race lead. And that wreck right there is going to end the first stage here. Tim Randolph, not what he needed. Doesn't look like he has too much damage, but we're going to see what the heck happened here. Oh, Jack Halleck in the 13 went up the track and got into Randolph. Randolph came down into his teammate, back up on the track, and he nearly got away with it, but then just gets clipped at the last second right there. Samet Oskin just barely making it through. And everyone else right there, another look at it. Looks like Halleck just misjudged it right there and just got into the 19. And Randolph definitely going to be slow. They're going to have to hope to get that thing fixed during the yellow here. So Tim Randolph dead last in his playoff standings. The first playoff drivers to find some trouble here earlier on at Chicagoland. Is right on board with the 19.
Hold tight, here, bud. Hold tight.
Yeah, definitely not what Randolph needed in it. Definitely not what he needed, but tough break for Tim Randolph. We're going to take a quick break to bring you to the end of stage 1. Welcome back here to Chicagoland, and William Brock, he's going to take stage number 1. That's going to be 10 points towards his playoff right there. So right now, William Brock is at 2,020 points in the playoffs. And here's our top 10. Dylan Young's going to get second, Garcia third, and Nick Smith, he's going to get some valuable playoff points as he gets fourth. Andy Fell and others. So we're going to take another quick break to bring you back to stage 2. Welcome back to Chicagoland as we're getting ready to go back green for stage 2 of 3 here at Chicagoland. You're watching the first race here, first of 10 races for the playoffs. William Brock, he got that stage win. Very important to get that stage win. So he's going to start up front once again. They did make pit stops and service their cars. Getting ready to go back green here for another 10 laps in stage 2. Green flag is back out. And once again, Garcia flies down to the inside. And he's going to get drafting help from his from the 6. I was going to say his teammate, but from the 6 of Andy Fell. Oh, and Fisher sideways off the corner right there. But how about Juan Garcia? Great showcasing right here for this 41 team. We saw some good speed out of them at Richmond earlier this season, but after that, or besides that, we haven't really seen anything from Garcia, but he's been really aggressive, and he's racing these playoff contenders really hard here. Take a look in the back. Kapolabai and others did get their cars fixed, along with the 19 of Tim Randolph, and that's another thing I forgot to mention. If you wreck out of a stage, you will obviously not participate in the other stages, so just wanted to get that out there. Tim Randolph is the lowest driving, or the lowest playoff contender currently running. Nick Smith stuck on the outside again. He's going to go 3 wide with Marcus Sachi in the 22 of Cody Goforth. He's been really quiet as of late. Won 3 races earlier on in the season. We haven't really seen anything much from the 22
Outside.
since then. He ran really well at the Charlotte Roval last week and ended up having a wrecked race car. Couldn't really contend for a win.
Outside.
Goforth right now running in the side of top 10. All these guys got to worry about is getting that top 10 and getting points, because once again, only the top 10 will score points if you are a playoff contender. And now William Broad looking really strong, and fun fact, the number 18 has won at this track more than any other number. And I can't say enough what a great run Garcia right now in the 41 is having. Has had a miserable first half of the season, but after the second half, they've found some speed here, driving for Flying Racing. Taking a look in the back once again, and Tim Randolph making moves, trying to get up there. Zachary Fitzwater not having such a hot one right now. Look at Sammy Davis in the 31, a huge run out of 2. He's going to get a big run down the backstretch, trying to go underneath Sam and Oskin right now in the 9. Diego Paz looked like he had to check up just a little bit right there. Eli Bright right ahead of him right there. And look at Joe Jefferson in the 14 putting a big block right there on Trevor Collins. Collins now under fire from Eli Bright. So it's been pretty clean racing so far here in stage number 2, as we're past halfway in stage 2. And the 18 has led every lap so far. And keep in mind, these guys do have to make green flag pit stops if a yellow does not come out. Dylan Young under fire from Marcus Sachi. Dylan Young right now, the one-car team. I wouldn't say it's really I'd say it's a low-funded team, but the way they're driving, that's not what it really seems like, as each time Dylan Young has been in that 26, they've had top 10 runs, so it's really good. Dylan Young will be driving full-time for Flying Development next season in the 00. So great news for Dylan Young for next season. I heard Young Motorsports will be starting up a team in a truck series as well for next season. So Dylan Young has a big plate for next season. A lot of plans we're hearing for season 20. And I'll tell you guys why I'll call it season 20 in the Discord, as we will be doing some more catch-up seasons for the Cup Series. But at the line, 2 laps to go. Jose Mills in the 37 got both their teams in the playoffs. The 47 and 37, both drivers are in the playoff. Mills, who won at Kentucky, pulling off a huge upset. And then Owen Finley, who won the Brickyard 400, also pulling a big upset. So there's Tim Randolph currently battling side by side with Marcus Yepes and Eric Monaco behind those guys. But here we go at the line. White flag one more time in stage number 2 for the 18 of William Brock. And if you win this stage, that's going to help him so much in the standings, as William Brock is currently 4th in the standings, and winning this stage, I believe, will put him into the points lead undoubtedly here. 41 trying to run the middle line and get a run, but it's going to be a little bit too late, as stage number 2 is going to go once again to William Brock as he wins stage 2. So went that whole stage caution free. Really clean stage, and these guys are undoubtedly going to come back down pit road and service their cars and get ready for the most important stage of all. Very valuable points for Andy Fell, as he's currently 14th of 16th in the playoff standings, along with Nick Smith. Both those guys are below the cutoff line, so these stage points are really going to help them. As you see, they're coming down pit road. We're going to take a Another quick break here as we look at the rest of the standings. William Brock, Garcia, Andy Fell, Nick Smith, Marcus Sachi, that he's the top 10. Dylan Young, Jose Mills, Mitchell Collins, Raymond Fisher, and Cody Goforth rounding out your top 10. So, going to take another quick break to bring you back to the final stage here at Chicagoland. Hello and welcome back to the Mountain Dew Cup Series, Mountain Dew KickStart Cup Series racing here at Chicagoland, getting ready to go back green for the final 20 laps of the stage, or of the final stage here. Is William Brock. He's won the first 2 stages. Can he make it 3? We're green. And a great start right there by the 18, and I tell you, they have this track figured out, it seems, because they have led every single lap so far, and they've been dominating here. Nick Smith giving a huge push to Juan Garcia down the backstretch. His teammate now, he goes to the outside. 3 wide battle for a second. And now is definitely a time to start getting aggressive. Oh, and we have a yellow. Caution flag is out already on lap number 1 of stage number 3. And at the line is the 18 of William Brock once again. That didn't take too long at all. I know they're going to be aggressive, but... Oh, no, and the 48, Jay Jefferson, playoff contender. Heavy damage to the 48, and we're going to see what happened here. Oh, Max Anderson, he got into the 95 of James Bowles and then came down into Jefferson. Oh, man, Bowles took a heavy shot to that outside wall right there. And Jefferson looks like he got into the wall just barely, but I believe they continued to wreck. We're going to see. Oh, yeah, he bounced off the walls and came back down into Bowles again. Eddie Riley, Sammy Davis was collected. Eric Monaco getting a piece of it as well. Oh, man, and Tim Randolph again in the 19. And yes, heavy hood damage. More drivers getting collecting. You see Tommy McQueen right there. Shane Wensloff in the 7. And Jeremy Ickle as well. Taking another look and going to see what happened. Yeah, it looks like maybe Sam Dawson pushed the 20 up into the 95, and then he came down on the 47. I think that's what happened. And all these guys trying to check up right there. Bowles didn't really have any room to go any lower, and then after the 48 bounced off the wall, he got into the 95, and that triggered an even bigger wreck right there. And just, wow, really bad place for the 19 as the 31 is shot across the track and got into him. Running on board, James Bowles in the 95.
Stay high.
There's nowhere to go for James right there, and he's going to have some heavy damage to try and repair in the pits. But caution's out. We're going to take another quick break here and bring you back here at Chicagoland. Welcome back to Chicagoland as we're getting ready to go back green. As out front is still the 18. One driver is out of the race. That's the 7 of Shane Wensloff. Everyone else is still running. Here we go. Coming around to complete lap number 6 of 20 in the final stage as William Brock leads him to the green. A move for third position right here. Juan Garcia trying to go underneath Andy Fell. Doesn't really have the drafting help. Dylan Young swings to the inside, trying to break the draft off of Nick Smith. Ooh, had a burp right there. Nick Smith currently running P2 right now. The season started off so poorly for those guys, but they definitely found some speed. 3 wide racing right here. Raymond Fisher in the 5 in the middle. Dylan Young getting a really good run on the outside. The outside is definitely the way to go here. The middle and the outside line. Look at the huge run Dylan Young gets in that 26. Look at that. He caught those guys in no time at all. And now he's going to try and get the position. He caught the race leaders. He is now up to 4th. Looks like Garcia fell back a little bit. How about Jose Mills in the 37? He's up here in the top 5. And he fell trying to make a move underneath Nick Smith right there. If you look in the back, there's the 19. They ripped the hood off that thing. They're still going to run it. And it doesn't look like this. They look like they're still up to speed as far as the back guys here. Along with Jay Jefferson, who also has damage. He's going to race that 19 really hard. Cody Goforth up through the middle right here. And James Bowles looks like he's faster than some of these guys, even though he hit the wall a ton. Cody Goforth is shoving the 12 out of the way right there. Not happy with his teammate, it looks like.
Nice and patient.
Running on board with Goforth here.
Still there, right side.
This guy's racing real hard. Goforth trying to get up there to get into the top 10, but he's got a long ways to go. Fitzwater, another driver that's not doing so hot. He is yet to get stage points, but he still has this final stage to try and make something of it here after winning last week at the Charlotte Roval. And a really exciting finish after Sam Oskin had to pit coming to the checkers. And up here, they're single file for the most part in the top 10. Nick Smith has caught the 18 of William Brock. Now, which way will he go to try and get around that 18? Coming to the halfway mark here in the final stage. Nick Smith, he's going to put the pressure on that 18. As Smith, as I've mentioned, he's below the cutoff line. William Brock is not. So Nick Smith, you got to expect him to race William Brock really hard here. Smith only has one win this season, and he's just had a string of bad luck after that. At the Roval, he wrecked on lap 1, and that didn't help his case too much. As now, how about Andy Fell around the outside of Nick Smith? Andy Fell with a huge run. And now he's going to have the preferred line here going down into 1 and 2. William Brock has nowhere to go. Andy Fell up around the outside, and look at the huge run he's going to get. Andy Fell to the race lead. What a move around the outside right there by Andy Fell, the rookie. Nick Smith, he's going to try and clear that 18, but he does not have the preferred line. Back here, got Jose Mills and others. Garcia. Nevins has found his way in the top 10. Is right on board with the 37.
Still there.
Oh, and Nevins got sideways right there on the inside, nearly coming up into the 37. Oh, and Fisher, he slid up just a bit of contact right there between him and Mills, and William Brock is going down pit road.
Watch your pit road speed, watch your pit road speed.
William. Oh, and we have a yellow. We have a red car into the outside wall. There's Andy Fell in the 6. Andy Fell has wrecked the car. Oh, and Cody Goforth involved. Big wreck here at Chicagoland. What on earth? Holy cow. The 22 is done. And the 6 as well. Eddie Riley collected. Jeff McReynolds is involved as well. And, oh, Nick Smith in the 4. Nick Smith in the 4 has grenaded the engine. Nick Smith, these guys were running 1, 2, and 3. And
what you got there, bud? Tone up. Everybody's go park it.
Oh, man, what a big turn of events here. And that's going to change everything. See if we can get a replay. See William Brock going down pit road right there. I think the leaders wrecked each other. Oh, Nick Smith, he got into Andy Fell and turned him. And a hard hit into the outside wall. And I think Smith just misjudged it right there. Oh, my goodness. This is not going to go over well on pit road. Then Fell bounced off of the wall. Going to see. All right, so William Brock, he was trying to go down pit road, made a little bit of contact right there with the 6. I don't know if something was wrong with William Brock or what happened, but Nick Smith looked like he tried to get in line between the 6 and just misjudged it, got into him and turned him head on into that outside safer barrier and destroyed both cars. And then you're going to see right here, these guys know where to go. There was a lot of smoke, and Cody Goforth just rear-ended Andy Fell in the 6. Eddie Riley got a piece of it as well. Sammy Davis, Dallas Carpentier in the 60 gets collected as well. So a huge turn of tides here at Chicagoland after a big incident. We're going to take another quick break and bring you back to the green. Sam Oskin in the 9 is out front. Welcome back here to Chicagoland as we're getting set to go back green. Sam Oskin in the 9 is out front. He stayed out, I believe, so he does not have fresh tires. And William Brock, that caution came out at the perfect time for him. He's got fresher tires. Then a lot of these guys, really, no one in the top 10 has fresh tires. They did not come down pit road. So here we go. The green flag is back out. And Sam Oskin is the race leader. And he would love to have some redemption here after last round. where he ended up wrecking on the last lap and had a pit coming to the checkers. So going through the field here, everyone looks pretty steady. Tim Randolph, he's going to be really slow. He's holding up Raymond Fisher in the 5 and Malik Nevins as well. And now for the race lead, William Brock in the 18 underneath Sam Oskin. And like I've said, Brock has fresher tires. And now here comes Sam Oskin down pit road as he's not going to make it on fuel, it looks like. Completely forgot how much of a fuel mileage race this is. So a lot of these guys, do they have enough to make it on fuel? They're racing really hard for position. 4 wide. Jose Mills in the middle. Nevins right there as well. And these guys just racing. Oh, and around goes the 95. Oh, more wrecks happening here. The 88 of Eli Bright gets collected in a big wreck down the backstretch. And that's going to end the race.
Caution south.
At the line, William Brock in the 18 is going to take the yellow.
Awesome job, my friend. Awesome.
Oh my goodness, they couldn't make...
Did not keep a good team down. Awesome job, boys. Awesome job.
They could not make it all the way. And a late race wreck is going to end the race under yellow. Not what a lot of these drivers wanted. See Sam Oskin, Tyler Markell coming out of pit road right there. But William Brock in the right place at the right time. We're going to see what happened here. They were about 4 wide coming out of 2. Looks like Eli Bryant and Owen Finley made contact and they went up into the 95 and turned him. And James Bowles' day just going from bad to worse at that point. And then Eli Bryant went back over into Malik Nevins, Marcus Sachi. The 20 of Max Anderson gets collected. He goes back up into Nevins right there. Oh, man, Joe Jefferson is barely making it by the 88. Diego Yepes gets collected as well. Oh, and there was another wreck up here. They were still wrecking. Anderson went around. He got into the 21 right there of Trevor Collins, another playoff contender. And, man, riding on board Eli Bright. Yeah, it looks like Owen Finley just got into Bright and ended up turning him here. Eli Bright, who was having such a good run, had his hands full right there. And they're going to have a wrecked race car now. Riding on board with Zachary Fitzwater, who was way behind all this.
Still out there.
Oh, man, Fitzwater trying to get all those positions, and he got through it all. Great job for Fitzwater, but at the line, it's going to be the 18 of William Brock capturing the win.
Great job, brother. Great job today. You were up on the wheel all day, man.
And this is going to be huge for that 18 team as they are now locked into the round of 12 with that win. And with that, and added to that, he won all 3 stages. He won the first, second, and third stages here. So William Brock, talk about a perfect race. Everything went their way today, and they get to move on to the round of 12. Eric Monaco, P2. How about that for the number 3? Great run by those guys. And tough break for Andy Fell, Cody Goforth, Nick Smith, all playoff contenders. All those guys wrecked out of the race. And only good thing that came out of that for Smith is that he got some stage points. So William Brock capturing his 8th win here in the Cup Series. 2-time champion, as his hopes for Miami continues as he's locked into the round of 12 with this win. That's his 3rd win of the season. He won Watkins Glen, he won at the Superdome, and he's going to win here again at Chicagoland. And like I said, that 18 car has won here more than any other number, and they're going to keep that streak alive here. So thank you guys for watching the first race of the playoffs here for the Cup Series. Next week, we head to Atlanta as the road to Miami continues. So next race you guys should see is going to be the truck race at Atlanta. It's going to be their final regular season race. And then the national drivers, their playoffs start next week. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you at Atlanta. Congrats to Brock on the win.
Chapter